Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Alan will face his last resort while Tracy needs help. Sharon will also want the Verity, so then's what YNR suckers can look forward to. For starters, Tracy will pound over Alan's idea to jaunt over to Paris and check out some possible marriage spots. Will Tracy get on board with Alan's plan to take a trip there so suddenly? Tracy will turn to Diane Jenkins and Jack for advice in Wednesday's occasion. That could give Tracy a chance to confess some worries regarding Alan's strange jest and impulsive band. Still, Jack and Diane may not see any reason to be too terrified. Diane and Jack might give Tracy a punch to take this Paris trip with Alan and just enjoy the marriage planning process. Of course, there are indeed reasons to be concerned since Alan's mentally perturbed twin, Martin, appears to be alive and playing the part of his family. Since Martin's secrets, including his part in the Havenhurst prison chaos, could be on the verge of blowing up, he may be planning this Paris escape as a last resort. Tracy could be in serious trouble, especially if Martin gets her out of the country. At Crimson Lights, Nick will give Sharon an answer now that she's asked him to join her in Europe. Sharon is hoping Nick will be part of her trip with Faith and that they can each go spend time with Noah. This will lead to a deeper discussion about where effects truly stand between Sharon and Nick. After Sharon admits she occasionally thinks about a romantic reunion, she'll wonder if that study ever crosses Nick's mind, too. Sharon will encourage Nick to be honest about what's in his heart, so he'll have to decide how to do. Will Nick confess to wanting further than fellowship or try to keep effects platonic rather? Sharon will eagerly await Nick's updates, so stay tuned to see if his honesty will mean good news for their relationship. Across city, it looks like Adam and Chelsea will eventually let passion take control. All signs point to Chelsea and Adam landing back in bed together, so they'll make further prognostications about the positive road they're headed down. Adam and Chelsea's future seems bright at the moment, but fresh obstacles should be coming over sooner or laterly. Summer will steal time with Kyle and admit that Victor wants them back together. At Crimson Lights, Summer will give Kyle updates on Phyllis and Sharon hijacking Fire before thanking him for all his support. Summer will touch Kyle's arm right as Claire walks in on the close moment. Claire will feel taken suddenly, but she'll play it cool and plant a kiss on Kyle like she's marking her home. After Claire hears the rearmost news about Phyllis and Sharon, she'll be relieved they're okay. Summer will suggest a new psycho always seems to be coming out of the woodwork to target her family, so she'll take a dig over Claire's history with that comment. Claire will eventually work it into the discussion that she was suitable to get her romantic evening with Kyle back on track after Summer's recent interruption. Summer obviously wouldn't feel too happy about that. Although Kyle will ask Claire to have lunch with him, she'll have to get back to work. Once Claire exits, Summer will prompt Kyle to have lunch with her rather. At the GCAC, Kyle and Summer will stop by Victor's table, so he'll quiz Kyle about how effects are going with Jack at Jabot. After Kyle confirms effects are going well, Victor will claim he's glad to hear it. Kyle will refuse to believe Victor's pleased and will suppose he's really just looking for word to prove the Abbotts are about to buckle. Once Victor dismisses him, Kyle will join Summer at a table and complain about Victor. Summer will talk about Victor trying to tear Kyle piecemeal from Claire and push him back towards Summer rather. Although Summer will act like she doesn't support Victor's way of thinking, she'll indicate that Victor would like to see them reunite for Harrison's sake. At Nate's apartment, he'll have a business meeting with Lily and Devon. Damien will intrude with Enterprises since he learned Amy was admitted to a sanitarium in Chicago. Nate will realize he missed some calls during his meeting, so he'll get in touch with Amy's croaker and confirm that her new treatment started right down. Damien will be scarified over how presto all this is passing, but Nate will offer consolation. When Damien decides perhaps he should head to Chicago and support Amy, Nate will offer to go with him. It'll leave Nate acting hopeful about relating with Damien on this trip as sisters. At Society, Holden will join Audra at the bar, where he'll call her out for giving him mixed signals recently. Audra will confess that Nate was behind the textbook attesting that they could be musketeers, but she'll be open to the idea as long as Holden felicitations boundaries. Holden will want to start proving himself with an inoffensive lunch, so he'll invite himself to crash Nate and Audra's forthcoming mess together. Once Nate cancels due to his Chicago trip, Holden and Audra will dine alone. Holden will recall how Audra used to drink further booze and be a lot more debonair. Once Holden reminisces about some funny recollections, he'll get Audra laughing right as Lily and Devon walk in on them having a good time. After Devon and Lily have a rather chilly hassle with Holden and Audra, Holden will realize Audra has won over Nate's family relatively like she's won over Nate. Over at a table, Devon will suppose it's stylish to mind their own business. Still, Lily will worry that there's further to the story than Holden and Damien have told them. Lily will continue probing, so she's bound to make other unsettling prognostications along the way. Billy and Phyllis cheating preamble may be on. Is Sally doomed to face the familiar sting of treason? YNR suckers will recall how Adam took Chelsea to bed in Baltimore and tried to gaslight Sally in the fate. Sally could tell Commodity was out and constantly pushed Adam to confess that he slept with Chelsea. Unfortunately, Adam prevaricated to Sally rather and worked to move her that she had it all wrong. Of course, that plan didn't work out veritably well since the verity came out anyway, and now Adam is back together with Chelsea while Sally's moving on with Billy. Although Sally kept her guard up with Billy in the morning, it feels like she's falling enough hard for him now. Sally could no doubt see a bright future together, but will Billy's growing bond with Phyllis get in the way? Billy's concern for Phyllis was apparent during the hijacking plot, so Sally could see for herself how important he still cares about her. Now that Phyllis is free and ready to jump into work at Abbott Dispatches, there'll be more openings for Billy to connect with her. In fact, one of those openings comes in the March 17th occasion when Billy asks Phyllis to forgive him for allowing the worst of her and leaving her off the press release. Phyllis does forgive Billy and hugs him for saving her life, so some close moments are passing for these spouses. Phyllis's hijacking saga could serve as a turning point in her relationship with Billy, especially since she hasn't forgotten about that romantic dream she had before she was snared. Between that dream and Billy playing the idol lately, Phyllis has great reasons to latch onto her former honey as a life raft right now. After the way effects have entwined out of control for Phyllis recently, she'll be drawn to Billy's comfort and will view him as commodity familiar she can cleave to. The further time Billy and Phyllis spend together working on Abbott Dispatches, the nearer they're going to get. Will that mean bad news for Sally in the end? Will Billy cheat on Sally and leave her feeling deeply betrayed? Billy might hit the wastes with Phyllis or at least partake a kiss with her. Sally may face déjà vu if she formally again finds herself getting the odd woman out while her man cheats with a partner. In other words, Billy's conduct could serve as a big memorial of what Adam did and leave Sally floundering with further heartache. Billy may have a hard time keeping any pledges and prognostications he makes to Sally.